Hey guys, it's homeowner Scott again. Just doing another how to fix it video. If you can see, this is a 99 Toyota Camry. It's an old car. But you see that the outside exterior door handle on the driver's side is broken. It's just brittle and old and just snapped right off. So I went and got another one. It was $30. And I'm going to install it and show you how that's done. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is remove this panel. Now it looks like somebody's been in this already before, because this has it's supposed to have a cover and a screw there. I see that's already out. Then you got these little tabs here. I just got to pop these off, if I can get in there. And then it should have some type of a pick tool. I'm just using that. And there's going to be a screw in there. I got to pop that one off, and there's some screws, 1, 2 under here, and then there's a couple down here. So let me do that real quick. So right now I'm just taking out the screws with a Phillips screwdriver. That one feels loose. And I'm going to take this one out. Oh, goodness. There we go. That one came out. Alright. Pause it. Now, there's 2 screws down here. There's one, and then there was one here. And then there was a screw up in here and here that needed to come out, okay? I got some of those screws undone, and then this thing just kind of pops out. It's just a cover. And you can see it's starting to loosen up. I know this has got to lift out of here. But now I believe this bezel here has to come off.
Now,
you also got to pop up these switches, and then they just they should have a plug back here. This has got one giant plug, it looks like. It should just squeeze.
now,
So all I had to do was push in that tab right there and then unplug it. So this bezel was difficult to get off. It's kind of popped in there and then held in by that screw. So I really had to yank on it to pop it off of here. And then this just kind of sits in there. So now we got to go over here and start pulling this down so we can get to the door handle. This is the weather guard. See how it's got the glue? So that we can get in there and see what's going on. Okay, so here's the new handle. Now you can see it has this little clip here. That's what locks down on one of the rods up in the side of the door. And then it's got this screw and this screw that have to be undone on the old handle. And then you're going to have your lock cylinder that has to be put into the new handle. So if you're looking at the door, this is the driver's side. You got to go in this hole. And there you can see that lock rod and at least one of the screws. Now we got to just, and that thing just lifts off that rod, so I got to put my hand up in there to do that, but I can't show that to you. And if you'll notice, once you lift this up, the rod is going inside here, so you got to pull that rod out. And that, I'm wondering if it's going to break the one that's in there, but it does come with a new one. So as you can see, I did get that rod off of that piece. It was going through that piece there. It did break it just like I thought it would. So now there's 2 screws, one through this hole and one through that hole. They're 10 millimeter. You see it? That I need to unscrew those.
okay.
I don't know if that bolt's gonna fall. I got that one out. So that's going to go into that hole there. Now this one's a little more tricky. you go in this hole. Okay. So I got those 2 bolts undone, and now inside looks like there's another clip. You can see it. See, that's for the lock itself. So I have to unhook that. Try to do it from the inside. It's really hard, really tight. As you can see, that was very difficult. Make sure you don't break that yellow piece that's on there. The rod had to go out the back. I just used a flathead screwdriver. Now we got to take this lock off and put it onto the new handle. Okay, see, here's the rod that thing was slipped into. Alright, so now I do all my videos with one hand, guys. So now I just got to unscrew this to take the lock off. Okay, so this should just pull up and simply sit down into that one. I took that screw out too, this other one that was sitting here, because that's for when you put the handle back in the door. And I'm going to screw this down. Okay guys, so now it's just a matter of putting everything back. So here's the new handle. I know it's black, but this is an old car. I'm not having it painted or anything. But you see that yellow piece? That's very important. So this kind of goes up like that and comes down and sits in there. But before I do that, I have to get this rod for the lock, see, through that yellow piece. And I'm gonna have to set the phone down to do that, because I might try it from the outside and put it through and get it in there. Okay, so I got the handle in, and now I'm putting, you see that white clip and this rod? I don't know if you can, it's so tight up in there, but I'm going to put that rod through that white hole, clip hole, and then clip it down onto the rod. I already did the other one for the lock. So I was able to snap that in. Now I'm just tightening up these bolts for the handle. So I finished that, and now I just putting this metal cover back on. Tighten that one. Okay. So it's very important to put the plastic back over it to protect it from weather conditions and rain with the electrical. And now I'm ready to put the actual body part back on, and it just kind of sits down in that and then clips around, and then we screw it back all together. So you see, I couldn't do it with one hand. I just set it down in here on this ledge, and now you just kind of go around it, knock it back in. If there's any those plastic tabs, and then you go back and screw the screws in. Make sure you put your plug through that hole where the armrest is, so you don't get it stuck behind there, because we got to replug that in. And we'll put that bezel back in, which just kind of pops in there. So I've been just going around and putting screws back in. I can't see the reason to show you that, since I did it in the beginning. And then if you see this bezel, if you look at the back, there's a little hook right here. That hook should go right inside that square. So you kind of push it in and then pop it. And then these little holes will go over that. I might have to do that with two hands also, because I'm holding the camera. Yeah, so that just kind of went in and then clipped in. It clipped in much easier than me getting it out. So I got to plug that power window stuff in here, and then cover these holes with those caps. These couple on the bottom, making them nice and snug. I want it sealed pretty good around the edges. Put that one in. just sits in there. Just pops in. Okay. I gotta put that. So then I'm just trying to plug that back in. That's in. Then you see this goes under here. And then there's a piece there. Just clips down. And that's in there. Okay. Okay, so we got that in. And then I found a screw I'm just gonna put right in here. I want that tight when you open that handle. Okay. I think that's about it. It's looking pretty good, guys. I mean, the color doesn't match. It's black, but what are you gonna do? All right. Let's make sure it locks. Whoop. Other way. Beautiful. All right, guys. Wasn't too bad. And you can probably do it too. All right. Hope you all have a good day. Take care.